And as ever, I've managed to hit the mic, well, technically the pop filter, so I've got to stop doing that. But I also need to check the sound, so, every time I know I've got to check the sound, and my sound checking device, I forget I've basically got to sit through the bloody adverts first, so... So I know this is the boring part of the stream. I've got to... Okay, I could do a little song and dance while we're waiting, but I think I'll pass. Actually, no, because if the damn sound isn't working, I've got to restart the stream anyway, so... Oh, I think we might have volume. Hang on, I'll just check. We do indeed have game volume, so we shall continue. Let's see if I can get my voice box up and back. Apparently that's where it's meant to be, so let's practice. So that's about where the tone needs to be. I just have to practice there, that which is really, really difficult. I'm not going to be able to keep that up for long. But we shall resume. We will try and avoid the falsetto as much as possible. We might even try pronouncing falsetto properly, or maybe not.
You really killed all those abominations? I didn't think it was possible.
That's how I put sound up on this mic. It's a stroke panel. Stroke panel?
After that,
touch
don't you?
panel. And already my voice was off. Well, yes, never mind. I should really concentrate on what I'm doing. In every direction. I have not been concentrating, have I? Never mind. Who do we compare that to when... Do you know, I think I might... I was going to do something, I'm not sure what. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to retrain Morgan so she becomes my healer. Because I like having Morgan in my party. Yeah, I might completely rebuild Morgan from the ground up, making my healer single elemental damage type, perhaps. Yeah, got to think about that. Yeah, sorry, well, there aren't people going to be humming quite a lot while I practice this sodding. Yeah, I can't keep my voice box back there. Ah.
It will be done.
So we shall go back to camp. Where shall we save game? Where we shall not save game. We shall look for Seirei. Hello, Raven. Okay. Where's you? And I forgot to use the potion. Of course I did. Why can't Morgan drink that? Does she have to be in the party outside? Let's find out.
Indeed. Indeed.
Yes.
Aha. Okay. I guess Morgan's is already specialised, maybe? No, I should have thought that really. I'm very, very silly. Yes. I'll have to remember to keep her off auto level up.
Indeed. Indeed.
How did I end up with Doggo? I don't remember choosing Doggo. Apparently I chose Doggo. Let's see if we've got anything worth equipping then. Now we'll go back to that. And I'll pull up the gift list. Get given guide. Let's bring up the gits. Uh-huh. No, don't fuzz on me. Stupid thing. Finding page. Oh, you know why it's doing that, don't you? Bloody cookie policy thing. Let's just reload the page. No, okay. Not very exciting, I know. I was sod this for a game of soldiers. If you're going to be 90 minutes loading in, sod you. No, I did not click on you. Stop resizing my bloody page, you git. Ah! I'm finding page. Oh, I know who gets the black grimoire, but we'll do the gold bar first. I'm fairly certain that is the dwarf. Oh, this is being very annoying. Oh, I did not click share. Why would I click share? I wanted to find in page. Oh my goodness me. Oh, Zebron.
I shall treasure it. Thank you.
I suppose I better talk to you. Rose of Orlea. I'm fairly certain that is going to be Liliana, but let's check. Oh, when?
A generous gift. Thank you ever so much.
Silver chain. So that is a gift from Morrigan. There you are.
A fine gift. You have my thanks.
A water-stained portrait, I think, is big tall guy, quite taciturn. I can't remember his name, so I never use him. Sten.
Unexpected. Thank you.
Anything chantry has got to be Liliana. Mm-hmm.
Oh, how dear of you. Thank you so much.
Just fine. That's Ogren. Beef bone is doggo. No, I think that is everybody. Oh, no, 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 no. Let's trigger the cutscene now. Oh, Morgan. I want to spec you first and then trigger the cutscene. Okay. So then 38, specialization. Okay, and it is divided by 3, so that's 1, 12 with 2 points left over, so willpower is 26. And then 2 points left over. Now that seems a little bit more balanced. Actually, no, let's take it down to 36 and 2 points into that. Right, and I've got 6 skills. Let's get your tactics built in. Combat training as well. Okay then, first things first. Always make sure we got frost weapons. And a spell wisp. Actually, no, hero, whenever the heroes less than 25% drop spell bloom on me. Okay. And then it's healing. Ally health less than 75%. First level of healing. I need to check what abilities these are because right. Oh, actually, okay, I like that. Do my principles have ranged? Yes. Yes. Liliana, of course, is a yes. And Morgan is also a yes. So we shall save.
What? You found Flemeth's grimoire? But when I spoke of it to you, I did not truly hope. This is a most fortuitous event. You have my thanks. I will begin study of the tome immediately. I do not intend to squander this opportunity to learn more than Flemeth wished me to know. This should be interesting.
Massive magic! Right, let us talk to the new members.
Here I am. Oh, this should be good. Go ahead. Well, the crows would have
Where's
you
my
believe
last
that it is
one?
an involved process that takes years of training. The sort that tests both your resolve and your endurance.
Two of there. Right, I'll be
Survive
back
that
momentarily.
process and maybe, just maybe, you're good enough to start being considered one of them. But quite frankly, the truth is that all it requires is a desire to kill people for a living. It's surprising how well one can do in such a field. I don't know about that. It's simply a slightly different skill set from your average killer as I see it. An assassin simply specializes in striking from stealth, and in maximizing that first attack to be as lethal as possible. Debilitate your foe, either by poison or by crippling their limbs, makes any follow-up combat you need to engage in that much simpler. See? Getting paid for the act is beside the point. An assassin is more a tactical choice than a lifestyle. Of course, the crows like to pretend that their abilities are trade secrets, shrouded in shadows and wrapped in a blanket of mystery. So let's just keep this between you and me, shall we? Hmm? Here I am. Oh, I certainly could, but I won't. I swore to the crows that the things they taught me were to remain a secret. And while, yes, they are already angry at me, I'd rather not push things, you see. If you are truly insistent, well, let me think about it. The crows are already angry at me, yes? Who knows? Here I am. Oh, this should be good. Go ahead. Well now, I imagine that's a very fair question. Being an assassin, after all, is a living, at least as far as such things go.
Oops, I forgot to turn the
I
mic
was
back
simply
on.
never given the opportunity to choose another way. So, if that choice presents itself, why should I not seize upon it? To be truthful, I didn't even know the crows existed when I joined them. I was but a boy of 7 when I was purchased. For 3 sovereigns, I'm told. Which is a good price, considering I was all ribs and bone and didn't know the pommel of a dagger from the pointy end. The crows buy all their assassins that way. Buy them young, raise them to know nothing else but murder. And if you do poorly in your training, you die. Of course, you compete against your fellow assassins, and those who survive are rightfully proud of it. In Antiva, being a crow gets you respect. It gets you wealth. It gets you women. And men. Or whatever it is you might fancy. But that does not mean doing what is expected of you always. And it means being expendable. It's a cage, if a gilded cage. Pretty, but confining. I fancy many things. I fancy things that are beautiful, and things that are strong. I fancy things that are dangerous and exciting. Would you be offended if I said I fancied you? Ah, that's too bad. I do so enjoy it when I get to be flirty. As for what I'll do in the future, presuming that there is one, I truly can't imagine. It might be interesting to go into business for myself, for a change. Far away from Antiva, of course. For now, naturally, I go where you go. Eventually can be a very, very long time if one plays one's cards right. Come now, enough chit-chat. Talking about the crows summons them, you know. Any Antivan fishwife could tell you so. Here I am. Oh, this should be good. Go ahead. And why not? There are many things to enjoy about being a crow in Antiva. You are respected, you are feared. The authorities go out of their way to overlook your trespasses. Even the rewards are nothing to turn your nose up at. As for the killing part, well, some people simply need assassinating. Or do you disagree? I often find myself the instrument of fate, ending these lives for one necessity or another. I console myself with the notion that most of them had it coming. As far as enjoying the act of killing itself, why not? There is a certain artistry to the deed, the pleasure of sinking your blade into their flesh and knowing that their life is in your hands. There are many things I did not enjoy about being a crow, of course. Having no choice, being treated as an expendable commodity, the rules, oh, so many rules. But simply being an assassin, I like it just fine. I will continue to do it if I can, even if I am not a crow. Honestly, could you picture me doing something else?
Something to my right just made a very strange sound. And it wasn't my elbow.
Somehow that sounds less complimentary than I had anticipated. Of course, all these thoughts are moot. Chances are still good that you and I will perish, eaten by darkspawn or slain by the crows at some point. Very gruesomely, I imagine. But it is pleasant enough to chat about. Come, let's move on while our boots still have some wear in them. Here I am. Oh, this should be good. It is a warm place, not cold and harsh like this Ferelden. In Antiva it rains often, but the flowers are always in bloom. Or so the saying goes. It's not really a matter of wanting to go back. I cannot go. At least not yet. I hail from the glorious Antiva city, home to the royal palace. It is a glittering gem amidst the sand, my Antiva city. Do you come from someplace comparable? No? That is too bad. If you were, then surely you would spend as much time boasting about it as I do. You know what is most odd? We speak of my homeland, and for all its wine and its dark-haired beauties and the lilo flutes of the minstrels, I miss the leather the most. I mean the smell. For years, I lived in a tiny apartment near Antiva City's leather-making district, in a building where the crows stored their youngest recruits, packed in like crates. I grew accustomed to the stench, even though the humans complained of it constantly. To this day, the smell of fresh leather is what reminds me most of home more than anything else. Oh, not so long, I know. It is my first time away from Antiva, however, and the thought of never returning makes me think of it constantly. Before I left, I was tempted to spend what little coin I possessed on leather boots I spotted in a store window. Finest Antivan leather. Perfect craftsmanship. But I was a fool to leave them. I thought, Zevran, you can buy them when you return as a reward for a job well done. More the fool I, no? True, and it's a comforting thought. One simply never knows what is to come next. How could I have suspected I would end up defeated by a beautiful Grey Warden, a woman who then spares my life? I could not. I say you are beautiful because it is true. Should I not? And glad I am to hear it. Now, if it is all the same to you, I would prefer not to speak more of Antiva. It makes me wistful and hungry for a proper meal. Here I am. Oh, this should be good. I know little enough of the Dalish other than the fact that my mother was one, or so I was told. She had fallen in love with an elven woodcutter and accompanied him back to the city, leaving her clan behind for good. And there, of course, the woodcutter died of some filthy disease, and my mother was forced into prostitution to pay off his debts. Oldest tale in the book. How should I know? My mother was a whore, as you'll recall. None of the other elven boys in the whorehouse knew their fathers. I was not so unusual. I didn't know my mother either, of course. She died giving birth to me. My first victim, as it were. We were all raised communally by the whores. It was a happy enough existence, ignoring the occasional beating. Until eventually I was sold to the crows. I brought a good price, so I hear. That's very kind of you to say, but it is not necessary. It could have been much worse. Shall I tell you about what happened to the other whorehouse boys who did not fetch a decent price with the crows? Surely your life has not been so idyllic. People like you and I are not the product of happy lives of contentment, after all. My original point is that my mother's Dalish nature was always a point of fascination for me. Through all the years of my crow training, the one thing of my mother's that I possessed was a pair of gloves. They were of Dalish make, I knew that much, and beautiful. I had to keep them hidden, of course, as we were not allowed such things. Eventually, they were discovered, and I never saw them again. Oh, there has been plenty. To tell the truth, it is because I expected nothing more. Still, even I eventually thought that it would be better for me if I ran off to join the famous Dalish when one of their clans drew near Antiva city. Naturally, the reality did not live up at all to the fantasies I had constructed as a boy, staring at those gloves. But such is life. Come, enough talk of the Dalish. Let us move on. Here I am. Oh, this should be good. Go ahead. Here I am. Oh, this should be good. What would you like to discuss?
Oh. Well. How rude.
Something you need? I'm sure either my boy or I can help you out. I'm sure you'll be pleased with...
Okay, let's get some
Enchantment?
enhancement then. Enchantment.
Enchantment!
And the other one is wind. Where are you, Win? I have mages. Ah, Win.
Oh, it's been a long day. Rest.
Hey, hey.
Rest would be welcome. Yes, yes, of course. I am just a little weary. As you may have noticed, I'm no spring chicken. Ha, very funny. But in all honesty, I do not know how many years I have left in me. I have lived for such a long time, but there is always something else to do. And I have to keep going in order to do it. I think I will be glad when I am done. Oh, no. I'm not the sort of person that leaves things unfinished. I'll see this through.
Oh, shoot.
I promise.
I've got to phone my girlfriend as well. Alright, I'm going to be doing conversations with her and turning the mic off so I can talk to my girlfriend.
Have you encountered many abominations, apart from the ones in the Circle Tower? Ah, yes, Connor, of course. The first time I saw an abomination, my blood turned to ice. It was months before the nightmares stopped. It was the knowledge that I could easily become one of them that frightened me the most. One slip. All it takes is one slip, and everything you are is simply gone. Replaced by madness. And there is no turning back, or at least that's what they say. Of late, I have begun to wonder if there is any way an abomination can be cured. Or if a mage could be so possessed and still retain their sanity, their humanity. Yes, it is madness and cruelty that define abominations. If those are lacking, if the mage remembers the person they truly are, then they are not an abomination. I never saw that. Thank you for showing me another way of looking at it. Irving told me about how you became a Grey Warden, and that unpleasant incident that occurred prior to your departure from the Circle. Stupid or desperate or just curious. He's not the first. He won't be the last. But that aside, you're a Grey Warden now, and perhaps I presume too much by saying this, but the Circle is proud of you. You are a true child of the Circle. Raw power tempered with learning, wisdom, and the desire to serve others. Sometimes it gives me comfort to think that everything will end up the way it's supposed to. That it will be all right. You were chosen. You survived the joining when others did not. Perhaps it was meant to be.
Right. I just need to check my calendar because I think my appointment's at 12:45 tomorrow. It is 12:45. Oh my god, I'm going to be at the 12 o'clock bus or be late for Sarah, and I don't like being late for Sarah, so I'll have to be on the 12 o'clock bus, and you've got to be here between 11 and 12. If you're not, I'm going to have to meet you at 12. Well, she said she can catch 10 past 10, so yeah.
I must ask, what does being a Grey Warden mean to you? There's that, of course. But there's more to being a Grey Warden than killing Darkspawn and saving the world from the Blight. Ultimately, being a Grey Warden is about serving others. About serving all people, whether elves or dwarves or men. As a Grey Warden, you are a guardian of men, and you guard them because their continued existence is more important than you are. Thus it is you who serves, not they. A good king, a true king who cares for his land, uses his power to rule firmly but fairly. He serves his people first and foremost. The king who does not do this, who believes that he is entitled to his power, who abuses it and uses it for his own means, is a tyrant. If you live apart from others, and your actions affect only you, then you may do as you wish. But if you have power, influence, and strength, your every action will be as a drop of water in a clear, still pond. The drop causes ripples, and ripples spread. Think of how far they will go, how wide they will become, how will they affect the pond. But I've lectured enough for today. I should stop before I wear out my welcome. You're quite taken with each other, aren't you? I've noticed your blossoming relationship, and I wanted to ask you where you thought it was going. Leliana is a remarkable girl, sincere and guileless, and she has opened her heart to you. I would not like to see her hurt. Not intentionally, no. But there is great potential for tragedy here, for one or both of you. You are a Grey Warden. You have responsibilities which supersede your personal desires. Love is ultimately selfish. It demands that one be devoted to a single person who may fully occupy one's mind and heart to the exclusion of all else. A Grey Warden cannot afford to be selfish. You may be forced to make a choice between saving your love and saving everyone else. And then what would you do? You may have to save one or both of you unnecessary anguish later on. I have given my advice. Do with it what you will. Is there something you need? The Circle is in good hands. Irving knows what to do, and he doesn't need me underfoot. For now, I will support those that battle the Darkspawn. I do feel I left things unfinished in Ostagar. There is so much left to do, and I would be part of it. The Grey Wardens, all 2 of you, need all the help you can get.
Oh, we do, yes.
I will see this
yes,
through
we
to
definitely
the bitter end.
need
And
all the
after
help
that,
we can get. Oh,
if
the
I am
resonance
still
isn't
left
too
standing,
bad. It's
then
up
I
here
will
now, so yeah.
return to the Circle.
Yeah, that's good.
No! No, of course I don't. I'm old and unsure of what I'm doing. Actually, I'd rather be in a warm chair in the sun, being served pudding or some other easily digestible food. I know. I was just teasing. The ability to laugh at myself is something I developed too late in life. But to allay your fears, yes, I am sure this is what I want. A generous gift. Thank you ever so much.
I shall treasure it. Thank you.
Looks like I've already given that, so...
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road. I'm sure you'll be pleased with...
I await your command. We are in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
Okay. Oh, I love the lightning on my blade.
Yes.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Sire, I have more news. Yes. Well, it seems that the fighting has gone
Enough.
exactly as you...
I would like to know what you intend to accomplish, Father. Should we not be fighting the Darkspawn instead of each other?
The nobility should be brought into line and then the Darkspawn defeated. This is no true blight, Honora. Only Kaelin's vanity demanded it be so.
Beg pardon, sire. But blight or no, we may not have the manpower to face the Darkspawn soon.
Kaelin approached your legions for support, did he
Never!
not?
Marek and I drove those bastards out! Not roll out the welcome for them now!
We need help, Father. We cannot deal with this crisis alone.
Ferelden will stand on its own! I will lead it through this, Honora. You must have faith in me.
Did you kill Kaelin?
Kaelin's death was his own doing.
Ooh, nice corpse waiting for me with the fire crystal.
There you are. We have brought lyrium and begun preparations for the ritual. We can start any time. It truly depends on the manner of demon. It sounds like a spirit of greed and desire, one of the more powerful in the hierarchy. It will likely engage you in dialogue and tempt you with an offer. Avoid it. Making deals with demons never turns out well. Yes, we haven't sufficient lyrium at present to send more than one mage into the Fade.
I'm glad we decided to take this route. This is really the best option.
Very well. I assume you are going into the Fade. Or did you have someone else in mind? Good. Let us get the ritual underway, then.
Is that you, Connor? I can hear you!
Father! Where are you? I don't understand. It's so cold. I want to go home.
Is anyone out there? You there? Have you seen my son? I can hear him, but I cannot find him. This blasted fog has me turning in circles. The what? I don't understand. Is Connor here or not? Then leave me to find my son. Connor! Where are you? Speak to me, lad! Blessed of the Maker.
Who are you? Are you the one that made Father ill? Tell me now! How do I know that? You could be a liar. You could be a demon. No! You're here to hurt Father. I know it. I won't let you.
Very well.
You're the one making Father sick! I'll help him! You can't stop me! Get out of here! You have to get out!
Curse this blasted darkness! Why can I see nothing?
Hang on. Where the hell am I going?
I'll stop you! I will! Please forgive me. You're the one making Father sick. Why do you keep hurting me? Why are you trying to stop me? And if I were Connor, what would you say to him? You will not find what you seek. Turn back now. Trespasser! I will drive you out! Please forgive me. I'll help him. You can't stop me.
Yes.
Father wanders, seeking me, trapped within my web. All is as it should be. Why must you interfere? Connor invited her to come, and they struck a bargain. She has every right to do as she wishes. No, it is time for you to go now. Do not persist, or things will go very badly for you.
Very well. No more illusions. Now we meet face to face. You see my true form, and stand in my domain. It is here I am most powerful. And yet I have no wish to engage your power, nor should you be so eager to engage mine. Perhaps we should converse instead? I possess the boy's soul. We could battle for it, or we could negotiate like civilized beings. If you are smart, you could even come out ahead. Alas, that is sad. Very well then. If you wish a battle, you will have it. Let us see if your power matches your boldness, creature.
I'm on fire. So's the arm.
So it is over. Connor is his old self. He does not seem to remember anything, which is a blessing. I suppose we will need to send him to the Circle of Magi's tower for training, once the war is over. It's so odd to think of the boy as a mage, of all things. Eamon has much to mourn and rebuild should he recover. But at least he could be thankful that both his son and wife are safe.
I owe you my deepest thanks. I can scarcely believe Connor is the boy he once was.
There is still the matter of Jowan. His poisoning Eamon began this whole mess, yet he lives. I must decide what becomes of him. We will hold him for Eamon to decide his fate. If he doesn't recover, Jowan's fate is sealed. What do you think? You are a mage, and you know his faults better than anyone. I would trust your judgment. I would not trust him, but I would not presume to tell my brother what to do. Very well. I shall have the mage imprisoned again for now. But our task is not done yet. Whatever the demon did to my brother, it seems to have spared his life, but he remains comatose. We cannot wake him.
The urn. The urn of sacred ashes will save Eamon. Thank you. I am grateful for your eagerness to help restore my husband. Find the brother Genitivi, the scholar, in Deneran. He has been researching the urn's location for several years now. The knights that returned say they were unable to find Genitivi. But perhaps the Maker will lead you to him.
I must go to the hall and begin rebuilding. I wish you luck, and may the Maker go with you.
Actually, I wanted to change Morgan's thingy.
Yes.
Shall I drop off the thingies on the way to Denerim, or should I go to... No, we'll do Denerim first. I generally don't do Denerim, so until the fourth one, so might as well do it.
You? You're the warden? My family owes you. Any weapons I make, I will sell you for a discount.
Rough travels out here, eh? We even saw Darkspawn on the way in. We're delivering a message to the Chantry in Denerim. You? We saw a blood mage down near the Brazilian forest. We're off to tell the Chantry about him. I thought you said... Wait. You're serious? I suppose that's all right. As long as it gets there. Stay safe.
You know, maybe this isn't the best time to be thinking about this, but I've something to ask you. Seeing as we're in Denerim now, I'm wondering if we might be able to look someone up. I'm not talking about a friend, exactly. And no, it's not that sort of friend either. The thing is, I have a sister, a half-sister. I told you about my mother, right? She was a servant at Redcliffe Castle and she had a daughter. Only, I never knew about her. I don't think she knew about me either. They kept my birth a secret after all. But after I became a Great Warden, I did some checking and, well, I found out she's still alive. In Denerim. She's the only real family I have left. The only family not also mixed up in the whole royal thing. I've just been thinking that maybe it's time I went to see her. With the blight coming and everything, I don't know if I'll ever get another chance to see her. Maybe I can help her. Warn her about the danger.
Oh my God, grief.
Could we? I'd appreciate that. If something happened to her and I never went to at least see her, I don't know if I could forgive myself. Her name is Goldana, and I think she remarried but still lives just outside the alienage. If we're in the area, then, well, it's worth a look.
Magic exists to serve man and never to rule over him. Foul and corrupt are they. Who have taken his gift and turned it against his children.
They shall be named Maleficar, accursed ones. They shall find no rest.
The one who repents, who has faith unshaken by the darkness of the world, and roasts not, nor gloats over the misfortunes of the weak, but takes delight in the Maker's law and creations.
Boasts. It's boasts, sister, not roasts.
She shall know the peace of the Maker's benediction. The light shall lead her safely through the paths of this world and into the next.
Peace, sister, peace. She shall know the peace of the Maker's benediction.
The veil holds no uncertainty for her, and she will know no fear of death, for the Maker shall be her beacon and her shield, her foundation and her...
There's no veil in the chant. You're doing this on purpose, aren't you?
Me too. I wonder why nobody ever taught me her version of the chant when I was a Templar.
Oh, that's brilliant. I like that.
Can we help you?
What she means is, in Andraste's name, be welcome.
Stop correcting me! What would Andraste do? That's what you should be concerned with, I say. Andraste was no fuss budget. Tell you about the chart? What? As if it's a cake you might buy? Well, it's done enough, but a little too much nutmeg for my taste.
Sister, instructing the ignorant is a sacred duty of the chantry.
Fine, then. What you want to know? It's the 10th stanza from the Transfigurations. Lovely canticle, that one. Oh, you should have heard Brother Caedmon sing it, though. He had a voice like a bucket full of toads. Revered Mother Boanne, bless her heart, always said, if we had more voices like his, the Maker couldn't fail to take note of it. It was tragic, really.
Oh my
Such
goodness me.
We don't speak of that.
That's really good.
He was in charge of the lyrium storehouse. It wasn't good for him, you see. He took off all his clothes in the middle of the chant one summer day and ran into the street. He tripped and fell into the vat of elderberry wine for the feast and drowned. We were 6 days drying him out for his cremation. He looked like a pickled egg. So tragic. Oh, there are some very stirring canticles about doom and wrath.
Darkspawn were created by mankind's second sin, pride. Arrogance became a great caged beast in the lands of Tevinter, an emptiness that consumed all and could never be filled. To satisfy its hunger, the mage lords assaulted the Golden City, heart of all creation, to take the Maker's power for themselves.
Why does no one ever sing the good stanzas during chantry services anymore? They speak them. It's called the chant of light, not the speech of light.
Sister, would you kindly stop messing up the chant?
See how you like being interrupted.
Well, you get the general idea, I'm sure.
Yes and no, dear.
The official version of the chant does not speak of the elves. Some of the dissonant verses, however, do mention the disciple Shartan. The chant has changed over time. Some of the verses that were sung in the past were taken out. The canticles of Shartan were stricken from the chant in the Glory Age. They are no longer sung, though scholars still sometimes read them. He was an elven disciple of the Prophet, a former slave like Andraste herself. He rallied his people against the Imperium. He was given to the flames alongside Our Lady. Divine Renata had the verses removed during the Exalted March on the Dales. Of course. The official chant of light is written in Tevinter, but it is translated into the languages of the believers. Some ideas are lost in the process of translation, and words take on unintended meanings. There's a dreadful pun in the Orlesian version in the Canticle of Threnodies, and languages are always changing. The chant must adapt if it is to be understood by the people hearing it.
Oh, so sorry. I am exhausted. I am gonna call it here, I think. So, thanks for coming along to this stream. I am going to potter around online for a little bit and then watching Sailor Moon, I think. Second time seeing it. First time I did not enjoy Sailor Moon at all. I just thought, what the hell is this? I've since seen Revolutionary Girl Eater now, the Magical Girl one by the same director, and the Bear one, Urashi, Urashi, something, I don't know, I can't remember. But yeah, since seeing them, I now appreciate Sailor Moon. Second time seeing it around now, and it is actually a lot better than I gave it credit for. So yeah, I am going to round my night off by watching that, and unfortunately you can't join me. There's this whole copyright thing. Night, y'all.